or if you've joined by phone, you can mute your line by pressing *6. Thank you again for joining us this afternoon. We have a number of speakers on the call who will deliver brief remarks, followed by a Q&A session. I will start the Q&A session by calling on any media outlets that have joined us, beginning with those on the Teams platform, followed by any that have called in from their phones. Please state your name and outlet or organization you represent, and remember to unmute yourself via the microphone icon in Teams or by pressing *6 to unmute your line on the phone. We'll also enable that chat feature in Teams so that you can type questions in there if you prefer, and we can read them out loud. I'm now going to turn it over to EPA Region 4's Acting Regional Administrator, John Blevins. John?
Thanks, Davina. Welcome, everybody. Good afternoon. I'm honored to be here today, and it's a pleasure to be here today to talk about 3 Brownfield grants that EPA is going to award today. Before we get there, I do want to thank Lance LaFleur, who's the Director of Alabama Department of Environmental Management, in joining me in making some remarks, as well as the Honorable Lawrence Haygood, who's the Mayor of Tuskegee. It's awesome to have you guys join us, so thank you. I'm looking forward to your remarks today. I will tell everybody that having the state engaged as a partner with EPA on brownfields across the nation is a key reason that our brownfields program is so successful, and I'll talk about that a little bit. So Lance, thanks for joining. And Mayor, thank you for joining, because at the end of the day, all this stuff around brownfields happens at the local level. And to have your interest and your participation in this is great, and I appreciate you being here. I also want to recognize Patty Etheridge, who's here from Senator Tuberville's office, and I appreciate the Senator's interest and your participation, because it's great to have his support of our Brownfields program. So I'll try to keep my comments to a minimum so we can, let Lance and the Mayor talk, as well as get to the Q&As. But I did want to talk about EPA's Brownfield program just in general. So I wanted to make some remarks about how successful it is at the national level, what's been going on in Region 4, and then what's been going on in Alabama with our partners. And I want to keep emphasizing that none of this could happen without our state and local partners. At the end of the day, they do, and all the grantees that we'll talk about, they do the day-to-day work. We're here to help put money in the program, seed some stuff, and then work with our partners to make sure the activities that are captured in the grant are performed and then can be leveraged for other things. From EPA's perspective, the Brownfields program is one of the most successful programs we run. It's a program I love talking about. I can't think of about a better program to go out and talk about in our region. I've been involved with Brownfields programs both at the federal level and the state level, and it is just amazing to see the impacts that that Brownfields programs have and these grants provide for work. And it's also just amazing to see the contributions from all sorts of people to the Brownfields program. So what does the Brownfields program bring? It really brings 3 things. One, it brings environmental benefits across the spectrum, because the Brownfields program is all about cleaning up contaminated sites that have been unable to be moved, and they bring economic problems to local communities, blight, or just people can't move them because they have a contamination history that might preclude people from wanting to invest in them. So the environmental benefit is there is cleanup that will go on at these properties that free them up for economic use in local communities. So that's an awesome thing. The other thing is it brings economic results to local communities. We've seen that time and time again across the nation. And then there are community development benefits, because it can help communities revitalize their downtowns or parts of their towns or parts of the county. So all 3 of those things come in one nice big package. And again, I can't think of anything better for a program that we run at the federal level. Just so you know, since 1995, there's been nearly $1.7 billion in grant funding to the Brownfields program across the nation. So that's an awesome thing. And that money, I'll tell you a little bit about some of the things that it's leveraged for states and communities. When President Biden administration came on, the president has recognized how important this program is in building back our economy. So he has invested heavily in this, and not only for the economy, but also in looking at impacts from an environmental justice standpoint, because a lot of these brownfield sites are in underserved communities. So it's a way to really take care of two different things from the administration standpoint. So the president has made an investment in the American Jobs Plan, as also in his proposed budget for 2020. There is significant resources being funneled to the Brownfields program, which I think will lead us to see even more work being done in the Brownfields world, again, at the state and local level. So nationally, with today, we're talking about investing approximately $66 million in new investments for 151 communities across the nation through this Brownfields grant program. And there's a couple different types of grants, but in general, they're all grants programs that have the same thing in mind. A couple of interesting statistics for this year. 50% of these grants are going to first-time grantees, which is great because what we're doing is increasing the family that's engaged in brownfields. And another important number is 85% of the grants are going to either cities or counties or groups that are serving small communities, which I think, again, is awesome because we're helping our small communities revitalize. And so EPA is very proud of that. A couple things that'll come out of our investments, we believe, historically have been shown through different studies that have been done at different times. One, we see increase in local tax revenues after brownfield grants have been invested and other work's been done. When they're done, you see an increase in tax revenue at the local level. All of us know how important that is for local municipalities. Two, we also see an increase in property values after these blighted sites have been cleaned up. It's about, depending on what study you look at, 5 to 15% in property values go up around the properties that we've cleaned up. So that's a great thing too. The other thing that's interesting is there is a clear link between us giving these grant funds to start the problem and the state helping us do that in terms of cleanup and redevelopment funds that's leveraged from other sources once the Brownfields grant program gets going. It's about $34.4 billion of money has come from other sources to add on to leverage from what we put into the pot. That's an amazing thing too. So you're seeing cities, counties, these nonprofits get money from other sources once we kind of prime the pump, and EPA is very proud of that. 175,000 jobs in cleanup, construction, and redevelopment we can tie back to these brownfield projects that we've initiated with our partners. And then we believe we've leveraged about 10 jobs per $100,000 of EPA grants. So this is across the nation, it's an average, but we see leveraging of new jobs in these communities, which again is an awesome outcome, I think. Now in Region 4, just a few things for everybody, again, context. We're getting ready to award 37 new awards this year for about $14.4 million, including the 3 I'll talk about today. Last year we did in Region 4, and we're very proud of our program. All the regions are, but we think we have the best one, by the way. We did 295 brownfield assessments and returned over 100 properties to beneficial use. This is last year in our region, in our 8 states. So we're very proud of that. And we believe we were able to, the communities, the people who we gave the grant money to, leveraged over $624 million to add to the money we seeded in those projects. Now in Alabama, since 2006, we've awarded 41 grants. That's included about $12 million in funds that we've given to local entities. We believe we've leveraged in Alabama $105 million in redevelopment since we started the program. 291 properties in Alabama have been assessed and 5 cleanups have been completed. So those 5 cleanups are in, again, small communities. Those lands were turned back over and could be redeveloped without having the specter of being contaminated. 456 jobs have been leveraged. Before I go to our awards, again, I do want to, Lance, thank you and your staff, because without your partnership at the state level, we would be hard pressed to make all these things happen in Alabama. So thank you. We appreciate your partnership in helping us work this program and the work you guys do to make it successful. So today I want to officially announce our 3 FY21, fiscal year 21, which I can't believe it's almost over because our year ends in September. So we're in the back side of it. We're awarding 3 Brownfield grants in Alabama that with a total amount of $1,500,000. And I'll talk about each of those 3. The impressive thing, the great thing is all 3 of these grants are going to first-time recipients. So that's exciting. New people, again, that are joining the party with us. And all 3 of the grants in various ways incorporate 3 big pieces of work in their grant proposals. That's what we call assessment work. There's phase 1 and phase 2 environmental assessments that kind of assess what are the issues with the property that they're looking at. Properties, I should say, not one. Cleanup plans, so they will try to do some cleanup plans for properties. And then all of them have a significant amount of their focus on community engagement activities, which we think, and I know all of you think, is a critical component of this program. Engage the communities, make them understand, bring them into the work that's going on, because that brings success to the local communities. When EPA may be done with its grant program, there will be residual community people working to build on what's been done with this grant. So with that, 3 grants today that I'm excited and proud to award. The first is to the East Alabama Regional and Development Commission, and its grant is in the amount of $600,000. The coalition partners are the City of Scottsdale and the Jackson County Economic Development Authority. And the assessment work that they will focus on the West Anniston community in the city of Anniston, and Avondale Mills Village in the city of Sylacauga, I think. I hope I didn't totally butcher that, sorry. So that's the first grant, $600,000. We're excited for their grant proposal, very strong proposal, so we're excited about getting that one started. The second grant is being awarded to the Top of Alabama Council of Governments for a Brownfield assessment grant in the amount of $600,000 as well. And that that coalition partners for that are the City of Anniston and the City of Sylacauga. Again, the assessment activities will focus on the Willow Street corridor, which is located north of Scottsboro's downtown. So that's where they're focusing their grant dollars. And then the last one, last but not least in any manner, because it's a very exciting program, is a grant to the City of Tuskegee to do work in the amount of $300,000. And their target area is the whole city. And I know the mayor will talk about that today. So the whole city, they are looking at some priority sites, which include a formal oil distribution center, a formal hotel, and a formal gas station. But that's not the extent of it. Those are just some priority areas they know they have. So again, those are the 3 grants. Those are the amounts. I'm extremely excited. I can't wait till we start working with the recipients and help you guys leverage this money that we're giving and stay engaged as you need us to at the federal level. But as I said, the state plays a critical role. So Lance, I'm going to turn it over to you now and let you have a few words, and then you can turn it over to the mayor.
All right. Well, John, thank you. Thank you very much. You're doing a great job up there as the acting Region 4 administrator. I don't know whether your hat's in the ring for permanent regional administrator, but you have spoken eloquently on behalf of EPA. You indicated that you appreciate the work that's being done here in Alabama on Brownfields programs, and I will say we bring enthusiasm and dedication to the party. You bring money. Uh, we like the money. We're already enthusiastic and dedicated, and we are committed to continuing our support and dedication in assessing and cleaning up multiple brownfield sites, not only in the city of Tuskegee, but throughout Alabama. But Tuskegee is a special place for us. Tuskegee has a number of attributes that many people don't realize, but some of the attributes that are close to our heart here at ADEM, we are overseen by a commission of 7 commissioners, and our commissioner, Dr. Ruby Perry, who's a doctor of veterinary medicine and the dean of the College of Veterinary Medicine at the highly regarded Tuskegee University. She is on our commission, an active member, a very engaged member. We have a number of alumni from the Tuskegee University in the department, and in the Brownfields area, the person that has been in charge of the Brownfields program for many years, Sonja Favors, a professional engineer, alum of Tuskegee University. She ran that program and then got promoted up so that she now turned over the reins to others, but she has Brownfield programs as one of her several areas of responsibility. And another person in the Brownfield program is a Tuskegee University alum, Tanisha Marshall, and they, as you can well imagine, have a special place in their hearts for the city of Tuskegee. So we are very, very attuned to it. Obviously, Tuskegee has a very well-known and well-deserved reputation for excellence. It has a deep heritage and holds a place of prestige among many cities that are in the state of Alabama, and Tuskegee is certainly one of the ones that's highly regarded throughout the area. We like the Brownfield program for many reasons, and you mentioned a number of them, John. That not only does it clean up the environment, but it promotes economic development. In Alabama, we have used obviously EPA funding for some of these cleanups, but overall we've identified about 650 brownfield sites throughout the state. Of those 650 roughly sites, about 430, or a little more than 2/3 of them, have been returned to productive use, which involves more than 6,000 acres of property that's in the prime development areas. These are the areas that were originally selected for industrial development, and they are still in that area. What is it they say about property? It's location, location, location. And they are in the prime areas, prime locations where this industrial development can take place. We are very hopeful that this Brownfield grant for Tuskegee will kickstart additional development in the Tuskegee area. The mayor is a committed public servant. He he, I know, has development, industrial development, and business development in his community as a high priority, because that in turn provides the jobs that you mentioned, John, and the well-being of the people is the well-being of the people that are there is enhanced by these brownfield redevelopments. I think I've said more than I ought to here, taking more time, I should say. I hope everything was worthy of saying, but I want to congratulate the city of Tuskegee and you, Mr. Mayor, for your hard work in all of this. And we have great hopes for the success that you will be realizing from this grant, and we will be right alongside you. We have an active program, as you know, and we will be right alongside you in seeking to expand brownfield redevelopment in our state. And once again, John, and on behalf of PPA, John, we thank you. We thank you, and we appreciate what you do. And Mr. Mayor, on behalf of the department and myself in particular, I thank you for your work. With that, I will turn it over to you, Mayor Haygood, and it's all yours.
Okay. Thank you. Certainly want to thank you, our state director, and to the Region 4 director, Administrator Mr. Blevins. We thank you for your work in this area and considering Tuskegee and looking at our needs and situation and how we can fit into the overall program. Brownfields fits exactly what we need at this time to further our development in our community. And we have been working on some projects throughout the city, and this will help us tremendously as far as looking at development. Old hotel site is out at exit 38, an area along I-85 between Montgomery and Auburn. Has been abandoned for almost 20 years. There was a hotel there years ago in an oil distributorship, and it got contaminated for a period of time, and people kind of stepped away from it. We've been able to get just a little activity going there, and this will spark tremendous additional activity. So that's what gets us excited about it. Some of the other areas, the reason is citywide, because we have activity at an old a station downtown, service station, right on the corner, one of our key corners across from CVS. Well, nothing goes there because it's a contaminated site, but it's right in the heart of town, and cleaning it up, doing an assessment, finding out what we need to do, how to leverage the dollars and the partnerships will allow us to develop that corner, which is a critical corner. Then we have on one other site out in one area called Green Fork, going out by Comprehensive High School on that end of town as you go toward Montgomery. And it's an area that gets some attention from EPA monitoring the site, and now it'd be great for us to be able to do a full assessment, find out what we need to do to really make it fully useful. So today in Tuskegee, as you were saying, Director, we're particularly excited about this opportunity and appreciate all the partners involved from the state and ADEM to the EPA officers and the staff, because it gives us an opportunity to get with our local partners and continue the work that we're doing and know that we have support and some of the resources, as you were saying, to allow us to really launch this in an even faster pace and bring in other people into the development process, which, as you said, we look forward to creating more jobs. We look forward to the development of those sites. We look forward to turning them around. And as Director Blevins was saying, that you see the multiplier effect that comes about as a result of the Brownfield program. And we can see that already and how that will really take off. In our downtown, we already have Main Street coming in to join us. We are at the beginning level of a Main Street program. So Main Street, Alabama will come in and help us plan the downtown. If we're able to look at that Brownfield site and say we're going to get this cleaned up and do a full assessment, we include that in the project, which will really give us a chance to take off. Out at exit 38, the blank area where the hotel used to be will become much more attractive to developers who can come in and bring in another hotel and finish developing that site as we try to bring it back online and make it available. Right up the street from us is a new Buc-ee's coming at the Auburn exit 50. That's right up the street from us. And you know what kind of activity Buc-ee's brings in. So we want to have our exit ready so that we can take advantage of all those opportunities, which also is right up next to our airport, which is right adjacent to the Tuskegee University property, which they have for a research park. So it's some key areas that this would impact, and we're very appreciative of this opportunity. And the partners that we already have involved, as I said, are going to be particularly excited. As you said, the director of the university, the School of Veterinary Medicine, she's a key player in our community and in being involved in what we do here. I was just on a call with her last week. She was acting interim president for a while, and she is totally involved in the community. And they're anxious to see us develop those areas, because what we do at Exit 38 in terms of development and hotel and anything else impacts the university, which impacts the community downtown. So we're looking at an overall comprehensive approach, and that's why ours is citywide, because we're just beginning to rebuild our city. And as the director said earlier, we're revitalizing this community, and we have people coming in to join us. The university is coming in as a major partner. So this effort, along with ADEM and EPA, will allow us to we're shaking and wobbling, but we get up on our legs and we can start to run, jog a little bit, and maybe start to run. And I think when this whole process is over, instead of jogging, we'll be able to sprint a little bit, because we'll have the resource that allows us to stand up and get this thing going. We have the other partners here, but y'all have come in, and we're glad to join this partnership team and are very appreciative of this opportunity. I'd be glad to answer any questions around it that may come up, but we look forward to the increase in the property values, the jobs particularly that we critically need in this community, and showing others the opportunities that we have here that will be much greater with this opportunity that's made available by the EPA.
Thank you so much, Mayor Hagan. I want to thank all of our speakers, Lance LaFleur and our Acting Regional Administrator, John Blevins, for your remarks today. I did want to open it up for some Q&A. Again, if we have any media outlets present, I'd like to begin with those that are on the Teams platform, followed by any that have called in on their phones. If you are a member of the media and you have a question, please go ahead. It may be that we don't have any questions. I know with good news stories like this, sometimes we cover everything that might get asked. So let me open it up to the larger group. Does anyone have a question for any of our speakers today? Well, hearing none, I think this might conclude our event. I'm very excited about the City of Tuskegee's award. Congratulations and good luck. We can't wait to see what you and your partners all accomplish. Take care, everyone. Have a great rest of your afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you to all.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.